Hello students. So these are the two sums that I am going to solve today, and they belongs to the chapter ratio analysis in your subject financial statement analysis. Now see, there are two types of ratio analysis. One is the balance sheets are given in the question and you need to derive different ratios as asked in the questions. And another type is the ratios will be given instead, and from the ratios you have to derive the various values related to liabilities and assets, and then you have to prepare the balance sheet. So this is the type 2 sum. So here you can see in question number 1 different ratios are given, and accordingly the different amounts are also given, and from there I'll prepare the balance sheet for you. This was the first question, and the second question has similar sorts of information with a little bit of difference. So we will solve these two sums now. Now let us solve the first one. You can take a screenshot of these questions for your future reference, because I'll not come back to this page while I'll be solving, and you can see the figures in order to match whether I am right or wrong. Okay, so please take a screenshot. Now this is the solution. The first thing that I could see in the problem that can be helpful for us is the current ratio. So what I have done is I have just written the formula of current ratio. Hopefully you all know this. So current asset by current liabilities, and it was given 5:2 in the question. From there I have written. Now current asset amount we don't know, but current liabilities is given in the question as 2 lakh of rupees. So I have replaced these two words with the amount of 2 lakh and have written the ratio as it is. And by solving, by taking this 2 lakh to this side, I have got current asset as 5 lakhs. So done. Current asset we have found out. This is our first finding. Next ratio that is given in the question is acid test ratio. Now you all know that in acid test ratio you have to deduct all the assets which are absolutely not liquid, and have to only consider those assets which are absolutely liquid in nature. So what we have to write is, as per the formula which I have given you in the class, and you can see in any management accounting book, that in the numerator of the acid test ratio is current asset minus closing stock minus prepaid expenses. These two assets are not absolute liquid asset. That's why we have to deduct these two from current asset. Then we will get the absolute liquid asset present in the company. Similarly, from current liabilities we need to deduct the bank overdraft, and the rest of the amount will be your liquid liability. And so likewise we have written this, and the ratio we have written 3/2. Now see, this prepaid expense and bank overdraft are not given in your question, so that's why we have to take it as 0. And taking the rest of the things, current asset from the first finding 5 lakh minus stock we don't know, so we will rewritten stock, and current liabilities is given in your question as 2 lakh. So we have solved it, and by solving we have found that stock amount is rupees 2 lakh. So our second finding is this one. Let's move on to the next ratio. Now let us perform this operation first before moving on to the next ratio. You see, in current asset, these three things you have to consider in these types of sums. Okay, one is debtors, one is stock, and one is cash. Now there is a condition also. Suppose your stock amount and the cash amount that is given in a question as 10,000, and the stock that you have derived as 2 lakh is 2,10,000, right? Had it been matched with the current asset amount, that is 5 lakh, which is not matching here, had the current asset amount being also 2,10,000, then you should not have perform this operation, but it's not matching. Stock plus cash is not giving you 5 lakh. That's why it indicates that there are some other asset in the company, and that's why the current asset amount is not matching with your stock plus cash amount. That's why we have to perform these operations. So what we will write? We will write current asset, it includes debtors plus stock plus cash. Now stock, cash and current asset we know from our previous operation and from the amount given in your question, cash. So we will solve this, and simply we will derive debtors as 2,90,000. So this is a simple plus and minus. I am not elaborating it. You understand this. Next, this is done. So third finding is debtors. an item of the asset side. Now come to the next ratio given in your question. It is fixed assets by net worth and it is given as 0.75. So fixed assets is also given in your question is 6 lakh. So we will quickly put the amounts in the place of fixed assets and we will derive the net worth amount and it is coming as 8 lakh. You can tally the calculation later on. Now we know, now this is a simple phenomenon that we all should know, right? One is proprietor's fund plus loans plus current liabilities, that is these are the items of the liability sides should be matching with the total of fixed assets and current assets. These are the items of the right hand side, that is the asset side. Now why we are doing is because you see this proprietor's fund is your net worth amount actually, right? And loans we have to find out because it is not given in your question. Current liability is given, fixed asset is given, and current assets we have found out. So there has to be some loan amount because this left hand side, that is the total of proprietor's fund or the net worth, which is 8 lakh plus the current liabilities which we have derived, it was given as 2 lakh. 8 lakhs plus 2 lakh is your 10 lakh, whereas your fixed assets and current assets is giving you a total of 11 lakh. So there is a difference of 1 lakh, that means there is some other item also in the liability side. That's why we are performing these two operations. This operation and this operation you have to see whether you need to perform or not looking at your findings, okay? So accordingly we will put the amounts. Loans we don't know, we have to derive it. Proprietor's fund, that is net worth, is 8 lakh, current liability is 2 lakh, fixed asset we have taken it from the question, and current assets we have derived. So we are taking all this amount and solving for loans and we are getting it as rupees 1 lakh. So this is our next finding, right? Next ratio we are taking reserves to proprietor's fund. It is given as 1:4. So directly we are taking that. Now this proprietor's fund means net worth. Net worth we know. So we are solving for reserves and we are finding rupees 2 lakh as the answer. Okay. Now see, since reserve is mentioned, that means in the proprietor's fund, from the proprietor's fund there is a chance of deriving the share capital amount, because from the proprietor's fund, which is the net worth of the company, if you deduct the reserves, that will give you the value of share capital. So there is a chance of calculating share capital because reserve is given, proprietor's fund also is given in your question. We have derived actually, right? So what we will do, we will write like this: share capital equals to proprietor's fund minus reserves. By solving we are getting share capital as 6 lakh. It all matches. It doesn't matter if you write proprietor's fund and reserve and you are not writing share capital, but in order to give it some more accuracy to the looks of the balance sheet, we can do this. Now see, now we need to prepare the balance sheet. Now no more ratios or no more information is left in the question, so we have to proceed and see if the balance sheet is coming or not. So see, as I told you, here instead of writing share capital and reserves, you could have written directly what? Proprietor's fund, right? But since they are reserves, so we can write as share capital. So share capital we have found, reserves we have found, loans we have derived, and current liabilities also we have derived. You can tally with the last page. Let me show you. See, reserves 2 lakh, share capital 6 lakh, loan is 1 lakh, and current liability is given in your question, which is rupees 2 lakhs, right? So we are just bringing on the figures from there and placing over here. Moving on to the asset side, you can see fixed asset is 6 lakh, stock 2 lakh, debtors 2,90,000 we have derived, cash 10,000 coming from the question. So we will just put on all the information that we have derived and the few information that are available in the question, and we can see both the sides are tallying. So this is our final answer. So I am going to solve the next sum in my next video. Alright, so I am signing off and coming back within a while with the next video.